Thanks for joining us here in Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Monday, November 10th. Tonight, we're taking a look at the massive weekend fire that destroyed this apartment complex that was under construction this near the point of the mountain in Lehi. We've got some video of the scene from today, which is from our 2 News drone, which grabbed this footage a few hours ago showing the aftermath of what took place here. So the fire sparked yesterday morning. Right now, investigators are digging through the rubble trying to find what caused this construction project to go up in flames. Christian Sita is at the site to see what fire officials have been able to piece together so far.
Our 2 News drone captures the full scope of Sunday's destruction from above. What was once a 4-story building has been reduced to piles of blackened debris. Piles of the structure are barely recognizable, scattered across the site. Authorities say the investigation cannot move forward until cranes and other heavy machinery are safely removed. But questions remain about construction site safety and fire prevention. 2 questions we wanted to ask city officials are: what steps can be taken to prevent fires at construction sites before they even start? And how are construction sites monitored and secured to reduce the risk of fire or other hazards? We also directed these questions to Wood Partners, the developer behind the project. In a statement, they said, "We are aware of the ongoing situation at Alta Vista. The building is currently under construction and unoccupied. The local fire department is working to contain the situation and is advising the public to stay clear of the area. We stand ready to cooperate with local officials throughout the containment, cleanup, and recovery process." Investigators say it will take some time before we know the exact cause of this fire. Now, as we receive those updates, we'll bring you that information. In Lehi, Christian Sita, KUTV 2 News.
Well, Noah Clark and his wife live nearby. He says they heard sirens all morning but didn't realize how close the danger was until they saw the flames.
We weren't home. We were driving on 2100 North and just suddenly looked to our right and there's this huge plume of smoke. I wasn't worried. My wife initially was concerned that there would be some fire to spread. I wasn't too concerned because it looked like just the apartment complex was on fire, so I didn't think it would really spread anywhere.
Lehi Fire is yet to determine the cause of the fire, telling 2 News it could take them days.
No civilians were on scene. It was gated, had security on site, so this is an interesting fire. It's going to take us a while to figure it out.
The developer of the Alta Vista apartment complex is Wood Partners, based in Atlanta. According to their website, they also have 2 properties in Salt Lake City, Alta Gateway and Alta Stone at the Gateway. Across the country, the company has been involved in the development of more than 79,000 homes with a combined value of more than $14.1 billion. It's not just that large fire. Last week, this gas leak disrupted a neighborhood in the Traverse Mountain area. Not the same video, but the development is right under a launch site for paragliding. Ariel Harrison is there asking the residents how they feel about the activity and safety of the community.
What's traffic like for you on a daily basis?
Most days it's okay, it's not too bad, but then whenever there's an accident or something going on in the community, it's pretty blocked up and hard to get out of the neighborhood.
Have you noticed the community grow in the 5 years you've been here?
Yeah, definitely.
Were you evacuated last week during the gas leak?
I wasn't. I was right outside that radius, but it was pretty close to my house.
So that would have been what you're describing as a day traffic was impacted in the area?
Yeah, we tried to drop our kid off at preschool and had to take a roundabout way that took an extra 15 minutes for a quarter-mile drive.
This fire this weekend, did that cause a lot of traffic in your area or backlog because of the response?
Yeah, they had to close the 4-way stop up in the neighborhood and everyone was blocked. There's only one main exit out of this neighborhood and people couldn't leave.
What's your hope as the city continues to grow and develop? This was a development going in your community. What's your hope as Lehi continues to grow?
I just don't want to see big traffic jams for minor accidents or minor inconveniences. I've lived in other places that don't have this, and it seems like every little inconvenience will cause a huge traffic jam.
And
right above this site is the Salt Lake County Flight Park, a nationally known spot for avid paragliders. Ariel also spoke to a flyer who says this location is considered the mecca for the sport, but the appeal has changed due to the development.
Over the 2 weeks here, in September that I was flying every day. I was doing up to a dozen landings a day, and I could tell that the air, as the building grew more and more, they put more floors on, I noticed that the air got more disturbed at the landings, and it made landings a lot trickier, especially for training purposes. I couldn't hit my landing zones anymore. It's just like the air just wasn't as consistent, and I had to adapt.
What are your hopes for this spot, this flight park? What are your hopes as Lehi continues to grow?
I just want everybody to get along, that's all. If the park has to adapt and move, I hope the state's supportive of that, and it'd be really cool if the developers could get on board with communicating with the community here, because this is a really strong, positive community of really passionate people, elite athletes. I've been really impressed with the community here, and everyone deserves to keep on flying.
Well, you may remember this. Back in early August, fire destroyed this building under construction, 18th Street in Ogden. Not only was the project destroyed, but the flames also spread to nearby brush. At the time, Fire Chief Mike Slater said open frame construction sites are vulnerable because of the exposed bare wood. Taking a look at your forecast here with meteorologist Sean Kelly. It is chilly mornings and really didn't get up in terms of a temperature to anything too high here today. It's definitely fall-like weather.
Yeah, it's perfect, and it's going to get even nicer here in the days ahead. 60s are going to make a return. Didn't quite reach there today, but it was certainly close. It'll get even nicer tomorrow, and the days after will be sitting nice and pretty into the 60s. This evening, though, the days are getting shorter. Those sunsets getting earlier and earlier, and yeah, those temperatures are falling earlier and earlier here. 47 degrees right now for your Monday evening, so definitely jacket weather if you're about to step outside here, and through the entire evening here it's going to be quite cold. It'll be down into the 40s and 30s for the area. But we've got some big changes here. Heading towards the end of the week, we are tracking our next chance for rain, some mountain snow out there. Those rain chances go up as we close out the week and head into the weekend. We'll talk about this and the temperatures here that will eventually fall quickly behind that storm. That's coming up in my first alert weather forecast.
9-year-old Melody Buzzard has been missing from California, but could be here in Utah. Tonight, we're speaking with a private investigator hired by Melody Buzzard's family. Her mother, Ashley Buzzard, returned from a road trip without her. They were last reportedly seen on the on the Utah-Colorado border. 2 News' Samantha Hoffman went to Junction to meet up with the private investigator now on this case.
The amount of people on this case only continues to grow. It started with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department on October 14th. Then the FBI got involved on October 18th, and now so does a highly experienced private investigator from California. His name is Bill Garcia. Melody's aunt first got Garcia involved in this case. Now he's retracing the steps of Melody and her mom.
She definitely came through here, and my job is to figure out why and where she may have gone.
Bill Garcia has solved hundreds of missing children cases for over 30 years.
There's a reason why she went off the main highway.
Today, Garcia went to the Junction pit stop where a worker told me she saw Ashley on November 9th. He handed out more photos, which locals said they hadn't seen before. The witness had told me they believe they saw Ashley with a woman with purple hair.
And talking with at least one store owner across the street, she says that's not the norm for anybody that lives in this area.
He said there's a small airport just a few hundred yards out of town and worries the woman could be someone picking up Melody.
If it is an organized routine, could they have possibly, could somebody have possibly came in a small unnoticed plane, swooped up the child and taken her wherever for whatever reason?
Now Garcia's heading about an hour north of Junction because Ashley often shops at Walmart.
I'm going to go ahead and work up towards the top part of Highway 89 where it intersects with Interstate 70. There's a large Walmart facility there.
The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department told me they received a steady stream of people coming forward with past sightings of Ashley or Melody, but are unable to share them without hurting the integrity of the investigation. Garcia pointed out that because of Ashley's arrest for an unrelated crime, detectives have until Thursday for questioning or a mental health evaluation.
I'm hoping that actually will help her both get well and divulge where Melody is and if she's okay.
Garcia also spoke with Ashley in California and gave her his business card. He said that she mumbled and didn't converse with him in a, quote, meaningful way. In Junction, Samantha Hoffman, KUTV 2 News.
Still ahead here on Arc Salt Lake, the shutdown and snap freeze, a 1-2 punch that's left hundreds in Clearfield scrambling for food and rent. How neighbors are stepping in to keep each other fed. A deal to end the shutdown is working its way through Congress, but this is just the first step as federal employees prepare for more work without pay. Liv Kelleher in Davis County, where these two issues are coming to a head.
Cautiously optimistic is how I would describe Mayor Mark Shepard of Clearfield. He says his community has been hit twice, with nearly half of the population working for Hill Air Force Base and furloughed, and many others missing their November SNAP benefits. He says that the impacts are being felt not only at local food banks, but throughout the entire economy.
They're having to look for every source that they can to not just food, but now rent and everything else. They're government employees. They don't have money coming in. They don't have food coming in. It's a vicious circle, and it just, like I say, it shouldn't happen.
The mayor says Clearfield's food banks have been overwhelmed with new families, including federal workers who haven't needed help before. The city's primary food pantry, Open Doors, says the need has doubled since the shutdown.
We're only giving a 3 to 5 day supply of food, and if people only come once a month and they're not getting now their monthly allocated amount from SNAP, that's not enough food.
The pantry's inventory is dwindling and donations cannot keep up with demand. How does this amount compare to what you usually get from the USDA?
A year ago, even several months ago, this was higher and probably all the way out to here. We had 3 times as much.
While the legal battle over SNAP shuffles through courts, the Utah Department of Workforce Services tells me they expect full November benefits to be released 24 hours after the government reopens. The mayor of Clearfield says until then, the impacts go far beyond just financial.
I know it's the highest calls our police go on are domestic violence. And that escalates anytime we see something like this happen, where the pressure is so heavy that it boils over into every other aspect of their lives.
Do you feel confident that we're on a path towards reopening soon?
Confident? No. Hopeful, yes. I think we'll get there.
Both the mayor and the director of Open Doors say the next few days are critical. While there's no exact date for the government to reopen, leaders in Washington say they expect a resolution before the end of the week. Reporting in Davis County, Liv Kelleher, KUTV 2 News.
Honestly, community spotlight here and a feel good. Neighbors coming together to do their thing. We love to see it. A mother and her children starting a neighborhood food pantry outside of their own home in Kearns to help families in need right now. The kids started with just a couple of items, mac and cheese, ramen noodles, some soup. Since then, the supply has grown thanks to donations from the community. Neighbors have also been giving their own time to organize the food for others.
It means a lot because I want to raise girls that want to help other people and have a caring heart. And so having them want to do this and be out here helping, it just brings joy to my heart.
I love to see this. The pantry's been open for 4 days. Nearly 100 people have stopped by for some food. If you would like to donate or are in need of food, the pantry is set up South Rockford Street in Kearns. If you are fortunate enough to be giving right now, I hope you consider to give to your neighbors. There's a lot of people that could use the extra hand. Something I'm really excited about, obviously, with the change of the seasons here. I know, we always want to know kind of where this is, and I actually asked the president and CEO of Ski Utah about ski resorts pushing to open earlier and earlier and earlier when it didn't really seem to make sense because we weren't going to get the goods, Sean.
No, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I'm just saying that to a meteorologist who knows.
They didn't ask me.
No, they just hope. At
right.
This point.
Yeah, they're just trying to be the first to open and have one single run running.
Single
right?
run.
Yeah. If it was me, this is the week that things I think will start to get going.
Sure.
For our mountains,
which is common. It's that Thanksgiving time.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think it's going to be kind of right on cue. No, in a given year though, November 8th is when we typically see snow for us in the valley. So we're a little bit behind schedule. No need to panic. Last year was November 12th, so. That would be tomorrow? Was it today, November 11th? Anyway.
2 days.
Anyway,
Wednesday.
two days from now. So, again, still right on track, but what I'm seeing here long range, some of those models, that November 19th to November 26th week is when things will start to likely get cranking pretty good up into the mountains in terms of some snowfall. Where's the cold right now? Well, you got to head out towards the east. Now, this is a pretty impactful and in some respects historic, depending on the location, for some of these areas here for this early in this season to see this extent of that cold air. We've got even warnings here in place, freeze warnings as far southward here as the Mississippi area. So pretty extensive in terms of the cold air, some snow up into the Great Lakes. Meanwhile, it's been much milder back out towards the west. So that's just kind of how it goes. When one area is above normal in the country, there's usually an area that is below normal in terms of temperatures. So that's what we've got to deal with until that pattern kind of flips. And that will likely change here in about 10 to 14 days. So we're warming things back up in the next several days. A windy end to the week out ahead of our next storm. And our next storm will bring us a little bit of rain, but also a nice drop in the temperatures as we get into the weekend and into early next week. So we've got this roller coaster ride getting close to 70 degrees by Thursday. There's that drop in the temperatures by Friday. We also have to deal with poor air quality or lower air quality here in the days ahead with that inversion settling in. So that's also in the forecast here. We're nice and cold here this evening. We're down into the 40s, 41 in Park City, 45 in Price, 40 in Panguitch. That high pressure system bringing us the inversion, bringing us some mild weather. Here's that storm here on Friday. This is why it won't be that impactful, I think, because the main part of the storm is all the way down over Southern California and into Mexico here. So when a system kind of splits in two like this, we don't really see significant snow. So Friday, we'll kind of just set this stage for a few showers, a few snow showers up into the mountains, but we'll also bring in some colder air that will be in place before our next colder, more impactful storm next week. So kind of a little bit more of an intensive dive here to why I think it'll be more active as we get from November 19th and beyond, as we could even see a series of storms behind that. In the meantime, though, we're quiet out there. We're quiet the next few days. No rain in the forecast. Again, I mentioned that windy weather that we are expecting as we get into Thursday. That's out ahead of our next storm. So we'll be tracking that and the potential showers that we will see with that storm as well. So those lows overnight, we're down into the 40s and 30s. It'll be on the chilly side, warming up into the 60s. Pretty nice. And then St. George here, you're into the 70s as we close out the week. There's those rain showers on Friday. I think southern Utah will get the better chance for rain on Friday. Northern Utah, just a few showers. But again, the big story here also the change in the temperatures going from 60s down to the 50s, cooler for the weekend as well.
All right, Sean, our time will come. Thank you very much. Holiday cards are cool, but what about one you could drink? Coming up on Arc Salt Lake, how the common tradition will get a bit stronger. This holiday season, Mountain Dew is flipping the script on tradition.
That's right. Who needs a card on the fridge when you could put one in it? Introducing Mountain Dew holiday can cards featuring hard Mountain Dew. Snap holiday photo and they will put it on a custom 6-pack of the drink.
Oh boy.
Mountain Dew. I mean, I guess people are already using that.
I could gift you one of these if you want to see what it's all about.
No, thank you.
It's the holiday card your friends of age actually want, maybe, but act fast. These limited edition packs will go quick. Restocks drop every Wednesday. December 3rd is when they will start up. I don't think we probably can even get those in Utah, but we will try. Have a good night.